Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the inaugural Damdama Gatka Championship. We are excited to be sharing with you the gameplay format of this brand new tournament. With these rules, we are aiming to showcase a form of competitive tournament gatka that uplifts participants to play an athletic, skilled, and clean game that honors the roots and principles of this sick combat sport. This video will focus on the distinct and basic rules of engagement of DGC for competitors to begin their training. A full rule set will be made available to competitors in the near future. DGC playing space will be in an akhada or playing circle with a diameter of 30 feet. Competitors will play with a DGC issued gatka soti of 39 inches and fadi or leather shield with a 12-inch diameter. Competitors are not permitted to use a soti or fadi not issued by DGC. Game stoppages will be kept minimal. Just because a point is scored, this does not mean that gameplay will stop. Referees will award scored points while the gameplay continues. Gameplay will only be stopped if there is an infraction, a discrepancy amongst the referees, or at the discretion of the head referee if VARs, or strikes, can no longer be kept track of. A chadai, or attack, is claimed by the first player to initiate their approach within an approximately one-step striking distance of their opponent. From this moment, a player has a maximum of 2 seconds to release a VOD. During this chadai, the opposing player may not release a VOD of their own. If an attacking player is successful in landing a VOD, the opposing player may return a VOD of their own. However, they cannot release their VOD from the stationary position of where they were attacked. The opposing player must perform a movement of at least an adda pad or half step. After at least an adda pad movement, then they are permitted to retaliate. The following movements meet the requirement of the adda pad minimum movement: jumping straight up into the air, moving one foot into a new position while the other is stationary, swapping the position of both feet in one motion. If an attacking player exhausts their 2-second chadai before releasing a VOD, they must uttar, or retreat, an adda pad in order to regain their chadai. They may not release a VOD from a standing position or while approaching if their 2-second chadai has been completely exhausted. Doing so will result in a foul. After striking on a chadai, a player must leave a reasonable distance for the opposing player to respond. Advancing your defense into your opponent, or falling into or planting yourself immediately in front of your opponent may result in a foul. If a VOD is successfully blocked, then the opponent who blocked the VOD may respond in any way they wish with no restrictions. However, if a VOD is missed, or kadli, or a chadai is exhausted, the opponent must do a chadai in order to attack. In such case, they may not attack from a stationary or standing position. The right to release a VOD from a stationary position is afforded strictly and exclusively to after a block. If a player claims a chadai and their opponent does not attempt a block before retaliating, they will be issued a foul, and if they had landed a VOD in the ensuing strike, those points will not be awarded. A block must be attempted before retaliating according to the discretion of the officials. These chadai rules may seem daunting at first. However, competitors who play with a clean, intuitive, and defensively oriented strategy should find these rules to be a close fit to how they would play gatka while practicing with their peers or playing in an open akhada. Players will be allowed up to 3 fouls per game. The first foul serves as a warning, which carries no additional consequence. The second and third foul each will result in the deduction of a point from the player's total at the end of the match. The fourth foul will result in a player disqualification. The match will be officiated by a head referee and 4 assistant referees. 2 assistant referees will assist in awarding points, and 2 will monitor the adherence to Chirai rules. The match and time will only stop at the sound of a whistle of any of the 5 referees. Players behaving outside of the spirit of fair play will be issued a non-foul warning, and then a foul for each following occurrence at the discretion of the head referee. An automatic disqualification will be issued to any player at any time for any egregious infraction, so long as it is a unanimous decision by all 5 referees. Let's take a few minutes to watch a demonstration match and see how these rules would apply in actuality. We are excited to be bringing a new format of competitive gatka to the North American circuit. Registration for DGC launches on May 9th on gatka.ca and will include the launch of the full written rules and regulations of the tournament. We hope to see you in June in Surrey, BC to join us as we unleash the legacy of gatka at the Damdama Gatka Championship.